Election Day is tomorrow, and it is time to go out and cast your vote for this midterm election season.
With many key issues dividing voters for the midterm elections, abortion rights is right there at the top. Women are making their voices heard with this issue at the polls.
And on the last few days of his campaign trail, Beto O'Rourke made a pit stop here in Denton with only 2 days out from Election Day.
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV News at Noon.
Thanks for joining us on ntTV News at Noon. I'm Isabella Quintanilla.
And I'm Mauricio Ortiz-Segura.
Now, Mauricio, I don't know if you noticed, but it was really gloomy outside this morning.
Oh yeah, on my walk over here there's a little drizzle and I almost say concrete, but you know, luckily I'm quite the balanced man.
I'm glad you didn't.
But let's see what the weather's going to look like this week. So let's take our first look with our weather anchor, Kayla Bumpus. Kayla?
I'm glad to hear you didn't take a tumble, Mauricio. Today we can expect temperatures around 72 degrees Fahrenheit, feeling a little warmer at 77 degrees Fahrenheit, and wind speeds are going to be fairly low at 2 miles per hour with cloudy skies. Tonight the weather is going to cool down a little bit at 66 degrees, feeling like 64, and the cloudy skies do reflect a thunderstorm tonight, so go ahead and bring your umbrellas out if you're going to be out and about. And we're going to see some quicker winds at 8 miles per hour. Tomorrow's conditions are going to be a little warmer at 80 degrees Fahrenheit, feeling around the same at 79 degrees, with wind speeds picking up at 9 miles per hour, and it's going to be cloudy skies. That's all I have for you for right now.
Thanks, Kayla. As many of you may know, Election Day is tomorrow, and this is the chance where voters will have the opportunity to decide what the next 2 years of the Biden presidency will look like. CNN's Karine Kaifa is at Capitol Hill with the latest.
It is quiet here on Capitol Hill because congressional candidates are out there on the campaign trail across the country, making the most of these final hours in the midterm election season. They're trying to speak to those issues they feel will resonate the most with voters, and they've gotten some help in some cases from the biggest stars in each political party. That's underscoring the high stakes of this midterm election season, everything from the balance of power here on Capitol Hill to how it will shape the next 2 years of the Biden presidency. President Joe Biden isn't on the ballot, but for most Americans, it's their first chance to weigh in on his party and policies.
This election isn't a referendum, it's a choice. It's a choice between two fundamentally different visions of America.
Among states taking center stage in the battle for the U.S. Senate, tight races in 4 that President Biden flipped in the 2020 presidential election. Arizona, Wisconsin, Georgia, and Pennsylvania, where Biden and former President Barack Obama stumped Saturday.
Democracy itself is on the ballot. The stakes are high.
And former President Donald Trump also rallied.
This election is your chance to make your voice heard,
underscoring how 2022 may foreshadow the 2024 presidential contest. Polls indicate most voters are looking at the economy right now as they cast ballots. Democrats touted Friday's October jobs report and unemployment still near a half-century low as a sign their economic policies are working, while Republicans point to the highest inflation in 40 years.
The inflation crushing our pocketbooks, can't fill up our tank, can't fill our grocery cart.
Abortion is a human right.
Democrats hope the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade in June will motivate voters, especially women, while Republicans have accused Democrats of being weak on crime, especially in major cities. Both parties eager to drive turnout in their favor. And you will continue to see the party's political heavyweights out on the trail today. President Biden, he's not going to go far. He's going to be in Maryland campaigning at a rally for Maryland Democrats, including the gubernatorial candidate Wes Moore. Former President Donald Trump will be in Ohio, where he will campaign at a rally on behalf of the Republican U.S. Senate candidate J.D. Vance. On Capitol Hill, I'm Karen Kaifa.
For more information on how you can make your voice heard here in North Texas, visit www.votetexas.gov. When it comes to voting at the polls, voter intimidation is a serious problem. To combat this problem, a group of nonpartisan faith-based leaders are committed to helping vulnerable voters get to the polls this election season. They call themselves poll champlains, and they aim to serve as a peaceful presence in the face of political violence. They offer to help voters by working with local law enforcement and be an impartial witness to any voter threats to help keep voters safe at the polls. Freddie Haynes, the leader of the poll champlains, says as a faith leader, he hopes that their presence is a reflection of someone who can be trusted and someone who's looking out for the well-being and best interests of the community.
Early voting ended Friday, and we are now seeing new records being set across the country. In Georgia, election officials are reporting a record number of midterm ballots cast. More than 2.5 million votes have been cast in Georgia ahead of Tuesday's Election Day. Here in Texas, early in-person voting ended Friday with 5.4 million ballots cast. That's more than Florida with 4.2 million and California with 3.8 million. Overall, the pace of pre-election voting has been considerably ahead compared to previous midterm elections. Some states with a surge in early ballots have changed their election rules since the last midterms. This includes expanded access to mail ballots in states like Virginia, Vermont, and Michigan.
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis might not be the only Floridian that is considered running for the big seat in the White House. 2024's presidential race might include former President Donald Trump, as he's reportedly gearing up to announce his own presidential bid later this year. According to two sources close to Trump, November 14th seems to be the date he's possibly eyeing. One source says that the timing could be impacted by how well Republicans perform at the polls. However, some say he should declare his bid in a state that is easy to flip. But others say he should announce it in Florida, where he has strong support from GOP voters. A Trump spokesman declined to comment on the matter.
House Republicans are making plans for after the midterm elections tomorrow. House Republicans are focusing on investigating President Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, but the investigation will be easier to conduct if the GOP takes control of the House. The congressman from Kentucky, James Comer, already has plans to resend a letter to the Treasury Department the day right after the elections, demanding that they give him any suspicious bank activity reports that have to do with Hunter Biden. According to sources familiar with the matter, the following week, Comer and the congressman from Ohio, Jim Jordan, plan to hold a press conference to announce what they have found on Hunter Biden. Republicans are planning to focus on Hunter's overseas business dealings to try to link him with his father, but Hunter continues to deny any wrongdoing on his business activities.
Now into a story a little closer to home. This past Sunday, Beto O'Rourke made his last visit to Denton before Election Day. O'Rourke discussed his thoughts and shared his opinions on key issues for Texas voters. O'Rourke was critical of current Texas laws under Greg Abbott, seeing current Texas gun laws as too dangerous and current abortion laws as too restrictive. O'Rourke also spoke out against the poor salary for Texas educators and the issues with Texas's electrical grid, which have gone mostly unchanged under Abbott. The crowd inside the event location grew so large that organizers had to move the gathering outside. Election Day is tomorrow, November 8th. North Texas Television will be covering the results as they come in, so be sure to tune in here from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. tomorrow.
Coming up next, we have our full weather report brought to you by our lovely weather anchor, Kayla Bumpus.
And stay with us after the break to find out why 17 different states are experiencing a spike in flu cases this season.
Are coming up across the country on November 8th, and here at North Texas Television, we'll be giving you live updates throughout the night.
National and state race updates, original content on political issues, and bilingual coverage, North Texas Television is here to keep you informed.
We'll also have experts in political science and sociology to share their takes on hot-button issues at stake in these races.
Our live reporters will be covering the evening in Dallas, Denton, and the state capital, Austin, Texas.
Be sure to tune in for midterm election coverage right here on North Texas Television. We'll be going live from 7 to 9 p.m. on Frontier 46, Charter 192, YouTube, and Facebook.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh? Eh?
Well, Mauricio, on my walk here this morning, I noticed it was very foggy. You could not see very far.
Oh yeah, and on my drive over here, I noticed there was quite a bit of fog. But I hope that's not a trend for the rest of the week. So let's go check in with our weather anchor, Kayla Bumpus, for the full weather report. Kayla, what do you have for us?
But we can expect a lot of fog and clouds this week. So today we are seeing temperatures of 65 degrees Fahrenheit in Gainesville, and over in McKinney we are seeing similar temperatures at 72 degrees, and in Dallas we are seeing temperatures of 74. Across the state we are seeing fairly similar temperatures with a few outliers. In Oklahoma City, 47 degrees Fahrenheit, so they're gonna get a little colder right now. In Austin, Texas, it is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a little warmer, and in Houston, it's warmer as well with 80 degrees. And this week's forecast is looking similar. The beginning of the week starts off warmer with highs of 80s and lows in the high 60s, but very cloudy until about Wednesday. Friday, we'll start seeing some more sun. We are expecting a severe cold front with the lows in the 33s and 30s and highs in the upper 50s. And back on Monday, we're gonna see a little warmer with some more clouds. So expect some cloudy weather and not much sun. Enjoy it while you can. Back to everyone at the desk.
Thank you, Kayla. With the recent overturn of Roe v. Wade by the Supreme Court, there has been a lot of attention on abortion rights this election season. I looked into where Governor Greg Abbott and Beto O'Rourke stand on this issue and how it is impacting voter turnout here in Texas. Back in June, the Supreme Court overturned a long-standing constitutional right to abortion, sparking a new round of debate across the country.
It's not unheard of for the Supreme Court to overturn a precedent, but it is unusual, and particularly to take back a right that had been recognized 50 years ago.
Here in Texas, the topic of abortion rights has been at the front and center of the governor's race. Candidates Greg Abbott and Beto O'Rourke have completely different views on the issue.
Because their stances are so, significantly different, I obviously had to make the choice of, okay, well, Roe v. Wade's been overturned, which means I might potentially, with Abbott's stance on abortion and him being our current, state governor, I might potentially lose contraception. I might potentially lose the option, if something terrible was to happen, to receive an abortion.
Governor Greg Abbott's position is clear, saying in this statement, quote, "Texas will always fight for the innocent unborn, and I will continue working with the Texas legislature and all Texans to save every child from the ravages of abortion and help our expectant mothers in need."
The healthcare piece is about making sure that you save the life of the mother and the child. So in that regard, yes, it is a healthcare issue, and it's always important to save the life.
Candidate Beto O'Rourke takes a clear pro-choice stance, arguing that women in Texas have the right to an abortion and should be allowed to make that decision for themselves. This divide has encouraged a record number of women to vote in the 2022 midterm election.
There's much more of an incentive of, well, we have to go vote. Our voice has to matter, because otherwise, where are we then?
Here in Texas, around half of new registered voters are women, and according to the New York Times, across the U.S., the number of women registering to vote has risen by 35%.
As long as abortion is so highly politicized, that's going to be a big issue in this state.
For ntTV News, I'm Isabel Quintanilla.
With October coming to an end, the U.S. economy continues to see a rise in jobs. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, 261,000 positions were added this past October. But the monthly report has also shown that the unemployment rate has risen to 3.7%. Despite this increase in jobs this past month, economists are still fearing a potential recession. The Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, says that the U.S. might need to lose jobs if inflation remains out of control. But the reports have shown that this inflation has not affected employers from hiring.
As 2022 comes to an end, we are seeing an increase in motor vehicle theft in the DFW area. Data from the city of Dallas shows roughly 9,813 motor vehicle thefts were reported this time last year. This year, that number has jumped to 11,203. That is an increase of 14%, and the vehicles being targeted are pickup trucks. Chevrolet trucks are at the top of the list when it comes to being stolen, and experts say that Chevys are one of the easiest to break into. One way you can protect your vehicle is to invest in a steering wheel lock. It is time-consuming to try and remove, making it difficult for thieves to steal.
Congressman Adam Kinzinger is warning his fellow congressmen that cutting funding to an obscure aircraft could be drug smugglers' golden ticket. The representative from Illinois also serves as a pilot in the Air National Guard, and he says that a plane called the RC-26 has been helping law enforcement stop fentanyl from coming across the border. Military officials say that the surveillance role no longer needs manned planes, and that role can be taken up by drones. But law enforcement officials, along with Kinzinger, are disagreeing. They say that drones with no one piloting them do not have the same capabilities and have not proven to be as effective. Kinzinger is using his last few months in Congress to advocate for the survival of the RC-26 program, as well as the jobs of 60 National Guard pilots who are trained to fly the aircraft. The Powerball jackpot has it $1.9 billion, and you still have the chance to win.
And all of you Cowboy fans, listen up. The Cowboys are thinking of signing a very well-known player. Our sports anchor Alec Rapp has a story for you at the end of the show.
6, 7. Hey, didn't see you there. Just finished my 100th rep. You ready to train? Yeah. You got your weights? Yeah. You got your energy drink? Of course. You got time to go to the Pole Recreation Center? Yeah. What? Listen, I didn't even graduate high school. I can't teach for the life of me.
Instead, UNT is offering workout classes at a moderate pace, including yoga, cycling, Pilates, and more. Don't rely on your dad's old workout videos. Check out the UNT Rec Center today.
Live from UNT, it's Wheel of Culture!
Welcome back to Wheel of Culture. Our contestant is so close to solving this puzzle. But first, it's time to give the wheel a spin. Wow, you landed on London, one of the many places where you and your fellow students can go on a chance to experience new culture. But only if you can solve this puzzle.
I'd like to solve the puzzle. Study abroad.
That's correct. You just won yourself a trip to study abroad in London, England, and you can too. Just go to studyabroad.unt.edu to see deadlines and apply for scholarships. Get ready to study abroad.
Comedian Kathy Griffin was given the Elon Musk boot after she impersonated the now owner of Twitter on his own social media platform. Griffin was just one of the many users on Twitter that changed their names on their own verified accounts over the weekend to impersonate Musk. There were other high-profile users that did this, including comedian Sarah Silverman and actress Valerie Bertinelli. They say they wanted to raise awareness of the potential flaws in Musk's new plan for verifying your accounts. Instead of Twitter themselves verifying your account, now all you have to do is pay an $8 a month subscription to keep your blue check. Critics say that this could easily allow people to impersonate others and have fake accounts under someone else's name. In response to Griffin, Musk mocked her and her band, saying that she was, quote, suspended for impersonating a comedian.
In recent weeks, I'm sure everyone has noticed either themselves or others around them feeling a bit under the weather. Well, this could be the flu. Nearly half of the U.S. is already experiencing a flu surge this fall. 17 states and some major cities, such as Washington, D.C. and New York City, are reporting high respiratory illnesses activity. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention says this flu season is hitting the nation harder and earlier than in previous years. According to the CDC, there have been more than 1.5 million illnesses and 730 deaths from the flu so far this year. Influenza activity is highest in the South, so be sure to get your annual flu shot and visit your doctor if you are feeling unwell.
The Powerball jackpot has risen to $1.9 billion after having no winner this Saturday. This is the latest record high for Powerball jackpot, with the largest jackpot ever won at $1.586 billion. The winners of this jackpot can choose between getting 30 equal payments of about $63 million per year or receiving a lump cash sum value of about $929 million. The odds of winning are currently 1 in 292.2 million. Powerball draws take place every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 10:59 p.m. Eastern Time.
Well, Mauricio, if I won $1.9 billion, I would definitely be going a cruise around the Caribbean.
Oh, well, if I won $1.9 billion, I would at least get 2 ice cream cones. At least 2.
Well.
But in other news, no game for the Cowboys this week, but a big win for the Mean Green on Saturday. Alec, how are we feeling?
It was a great win for the Mean Green, who are going bowling, and there may be a new superstar making his way to Dallas. More after this.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
Can I see your voter registration, please? Alright, you're good. No registration, no entry. Alright. Let me see your voter registration card, please.
I'm not registered to vote.
No registration, no entry.
Dude, my friends are already in there.
No registration, no entry.
What the?
Join the club. Register to vote today.
Strike, spare, and a 7-10 split. These are all bowling terms, but not the kind of bowling I want to talk about. With a 52-14 win over Florida International this past weekend, the Mean Green are going bowling. They have hit the magic number of 6 wins to clinch an appearance in a bowl game, and they are currently projected to take on the UTSA Roadrunners once again, but this time in the Conference USA Championship. North Texas heads to Birmingham this weekend to face their toughest test left on the schedule, the UAB Blazers. UAB has opened up as 6-point favorites. It was a bye week for the Cowboys, but it wasn't a quiet week by any means. Yesterday, NFL's Ian Rappaport said that the Cowboys are in the mix to sign former Rams wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. NFL Hall of Famer and former Cowboy Michael Irvin confirmed the rumors surrounding Beckham, saying, quote, "I could tell you, Odell would love to see Odell on the Cowboys," end quote. Odell is best known for his one-handed catch against the Dallas Cowboys back in 2015. And good news, he's expected to be cleared for practice this week, but he already has interest from multiple teams. Halloween was just a week ago, but one local baseball team put a fun spin on the holiday. Rock Hill Baseball took a different approach to Halloween by suiting up in costume to play America's pastime.
So I was over at Prosper High School, and
did it, and now every year it's just something that the boys look forward to every year. I think primarily just, we are grinding every day, especially this is our off season, so I mean it's a constant, whether we're in the weight room or we're out here on the field. So this is just kind of a relaxation. We're gonna have fun, kind of out of their element, doing something or dressing up as they normally wouldn't.
It's just fun. We get to see all unique costumes, and we just have a blast playing baseball. What's more better?
Of course, it's a ton of fun to come out here and get dressed up, and these kids, they're having a great time playing the game in costume, but there is a deeper meaning behind this Halloween baseball game.
And it's pretty competitive, and sometimes it can be pretty, more on the edge of your seat. So for this is just a fun time for the boys to get together, have some bonding and some brotherhood action going on.
Yeah, I think it bonds the team together, and we can just hang out and play some baseball and have some fun.
It turns out that playing in a costume is a lot harder than it looks. But this game allows players to have fun, play baseball, and bond together as a team. The game brought friends and family out as well to see this spectacle of dinosaurs, sharks, and rubber chickens hit the diamond. That's all for me. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Alec. That was amazing to watch. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and everyone is already buying their turkeys for the big day. But for those of you who would rather cuddle a turkey instead of eating one farm in Missouri is offering just that. CNN's Meredith Wood has more.
Looking for a turkey for Thanksgiving? No, not to eat, but to cuddle. The Gentle Barn outside of St. Louis is a nonprofit that rescues severely abused and neglected farm animals. And this Thanksgiving Day, they're offering a one-of-a-kind experience to raise money. So if feeding a turkey sounds like more fun than eating a turkey, for a small donation, you can snuggle up to your new feathered friends.
Female turkeys love to cuddle and form close relationships. Our turkey specifically, we have a turkey that loves to be held and sit in your lap. So they really enjoy all of the attention.
Huh, who knew? And over in another part of Missouri, Jackson Grinter loves football. Football, please. And this year, thanks to a new after-school program, he gets to play. Chin Elementary in Kansas City, Missouri launched an inclusive flag football program where any child is welcome.
Just lightens your heart. It's not hard to include all kids of all abilities.
According to his mom's Facebook, the third grader is born with a rare disease and has to use an adaptive wheelchair. But thanks to this program and its instructors, it's not stopping Jackson from playing the game he loves.
No matter where you come from, no matter who you are, everyone belongs in something.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Meredith Wood.
Well, those turkeys were really cute, but I'm not going to lie, they also taste really good on Thanksgiving.
I mean, I don't know. I'm a big animal lover, so I might just want to hug them instead. It made me feel for them a little bit.
As a vegetarian, I'm happy to hear the alternative from eating them to cuddling them.
Well, I mean, for me, we've got Thanksgiving just a couple weeks away. You can cuddle the turkey now, but I want it on my plate in a couple weeks.
The betrayal.
Well, that's all we have for you here today at noon. Thanks for watching ntTV News at noon.
Join us again tomorrow here on North Texas Television.